Let's talk triathlon wetsuits. I wanted to answer a few questions that you guys have about sleeve suits versus sleeveless suits, and then also wetsuits versus swimskins. So let's get started. Actually, we can start with this one. This is Roka X2, I believe. This is my wetsuit that I use for triathlon. So can you use like a regular like surfing or wetsuit or something for triathlon? I mean, could you do anything? Could you send a message with the carrier pigeon? Yes. Would it be better to use a phone? Also, yes. So it would be best to use a triathlon specific wetsuit. Reason why is because other wetsuits are more for like just warmth, rash kind of protection. Triathlon wetsuits is going to help you kind of slip through the water easily. It's also going to provide a little bit of warmth, but mostly it is buoyancy as well, so helping you kind of stay in this horizontal position. So few features of a wetsuit. First of all, the zipper goes in the back. So you're gonna have a zipper like this. A good fitting wetsuit is gonna take you like 10 minutes to put on. It is the way it is. These wetsuits come with gloves because these, you can see, very soft and very thin. Roka tends to be like more of a premium wetsuit, and so it's gonna be very soft and thin. They're made with special technology, so no shoulder restriction. So these are awesome. This one is also great because it has, you can see these little numbers. So see, that's a 2 right there. That is gonna go on the inside of your elbow. Also has a little number down here on the knee. That is going to go right on the kneecap. And so the most important part of a wetsuit is putting it on properly. If it's not in the right position, it is not going to help you and it's going to cause problems. So I've done a video before, you can scroll back on my page, about how to put a wetsuit on properly. What I see like 80% of people do is they take it, I'm not going to put it on, but you like step into it like a pair of pants and they just like pull it up like that. That's not how you put on a wetsuit. The reason is because you're never going to get the crotch up high enough. And if you don't get the crotch as high up and in the correct position, then this upper body part is going to pull down on you, and it's also going to cause chest compression in the wrong places. So it can kind of contribute to that feeling that you feel already in the swim, which we don't want. So to put a wetsuit on properly, we put a plastic bag, like a grocery bag, around our feet, or you can use socks. That helps you to slide in easily, and you're gonna take the leg of the wetsuit and roll it up like you had a pair of stockings on, right? You wanna get the bottom up high, and then you're gonna roll it up one leg at a time. Same thing, other leg. And then you're gonna pull and get the bottom as high up as you can. Also, Body Glide. This provides some lubrication to help prevent chafing. So you can put it on the back of your neck. You can put it on your wrists and your ankles, but honestly, wetsuits take a while to put on properly, but they come off really easy once they're wet. This is a more of a premium suit, so it's got some kind of cool features. This is a really thin panel, which just kind of helps with like proprioception, like feeling the water. So that's really cool. I like that. They have women and men specific versions, so you can see this is definitely a little bit more like a female shape, and it has strategic placing of the buoyancy panels. So you can't tell, but this is a little bit thicker in the midsection. It's a little bit thicker here in the hips, and then it gets thinner down here. Now, people have asked me, do you cut the bottom of your wetsuit? No, people do that. It's not really necessary. With Roka, they have this back panel that is super stretchy. See, so it's a lot stretchier than the other areas. So it just flips right off my ankle. So I've never had a problem with that. Some people do, and whatever, if you want to cut your suit, you can. This is going to be a more expensive suit. This is another one. This is Synergy. This is a nice suit as well. This is one I reviewed for the blog, so you can find the information. Actually, our club members get 30% off everything Synergy. So you can subscribe to the blog, and if you want to be a club member, get all of our cool discounts. So again, this is kind of has this little like proprioception panel here. Has a zipper, and then they're gonna have this little Velcro bit right here, so you're gonna zip it up and Velcro it. So you just wanna like, you don't want it to be loose because you don't want a whole lot of water getting in, but don't like, you know, cut off your circulation. This wetsuit is the one that their pro athletes wear. It's called the Hybrid EFX4. It's a long name. This is more of a high buoyancy wetsuit. So it's like got a lot of buoyancy. So when I swam in it, I was like super horizontal. This would be, I would use this maybe for like a colder swim. Like we did Ironman Arizona, it was 59. So definitely would have appreciated a little bit, you know, Roka's a little bit thinner. This is definitely like a high buoyancy, a little bit like warmer. Then here is a sleeveless version. This is Xterra, which is another common brand. I would say this tends to be like a little bit more approachable for beginners because it's not a higher price point. And again, all these different wetsuit brands, like any brand, are gonna have like their entry-level suits, mid, and then like their premium suits. So you can, you know, still get like Roka things at an affordable price. You can get, you know, like Synergy at an affordable price. You just have to kind of, the higher end suits are gonna have higher end features, right? Like with shoes or anything. So this is a pretty simple sleeveless suit. Doesn't have any like specific placing of, you know, buoyancy panels or anything. This is like one piece of rubber and that's it. So that is why, you know, the price will be lower. Now, talking about sleeveless versus sleeve suits, a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't want to, you know, wear it because like a sleeve suit because they're afraid of the shoulder restriction and stuff on your upper body. That is really, that's just a practicing issue, right? So if you like a sleeveless wetsuit, that's fine, totally do that. A sleeve suit is always going to be faster than a wetsuit. It is what it is. Skin is slow. That material is going to help you go through the water a little bit better. So it's always going to be a little bit faster of a suit. Now, the thing with like heart rate, you know, like if you live in Florida, you could say maybe having a sleeveless wetsuit, but the thing is, you're also, if it's going to be warm enough water, you're likely not going to be wearing a wetsuit anyways. So there's that too. And if you cannot wear a wetsuit, there's something you can wear, and I'm going to show you what it is. These are swimskins. So I have two. There are two versions. This is my husband's. It's Roka. This is a sleeved swimskin. You might say, oh, that looks like a tri-suit. It does, but it is super thin and it does not have a chamois in it. This goes over your tri-suit. This would be if you have a race that is not wetsuit legal, this is what you can wear. You can either just not wear a wetsuit. A little more performance focused, you would wear this because this is all about hydrodynamics. So if I had some water with me, I could drip water on it and it would bead off, just like that stuff in the car wash you get on your car. It is helping you slide through the water faster. Now this is super thin. That's all that it does. It helps you be faster in the water. It does not provide any buoyancy whatsoever. This is mine. I have a sleeveless version and I'm wearing a sleeve tri-suit. So these are, you know, a lot easier to get on and it is super stretchy. And again, it's just that, that material. Now over time, anything is gonna wear out, right? And so, you know, wetsuits will get little holes and nicks in them. You can use a specific wetsuit glue, which you can buy online. They even make wetsuit patches that you can do, like iron-on patches for kind of bigger rips and stuff. But honestly, you just kind of need to be careful. And then a wetsuit is not going to last forever. It'll wear out over time because it's rubber and you're pulling it on and pulling it off. And so swimskin is a nice thing to have, not really a requirement. A wetsuit is kind of gonna be one of those things that I would say would be more something a triathlete is gonna need. You know, if you're doing a sprint or Olympic, you might be able to get away with, you know, like a pretty cold swim. You're doing a half Ironman or an Ironman, if you're looking at like the lower temperature threshold swims, you're looking at being in the water. I mean, people could be in the water like, you know, like 30 minutes for a half Ironman and over an hour for an Ironman. So at that point, you know, it's not just the temperature, it is also the buoyancy. And so that's taking away some of the effort, right? So it's helping you swim easier. And who doesn't want to swim easier? Hopefully that helps answer some questions. These are kind of our guidelines that we have used for the last, you know, 7-8 years in the sport. So I hope that helps you. Let me know if you have any questions about wetsuits, swimskin, whatever.